Hey guys, so I had a dream a few nights or so ago. Just about every night I have dreams. Sometimes I'll have dreams where I just, I'm like, I don't really know if this is from the Lord or not, but majority of my dreams I feel like they are. And I feel so blessed and honored because I feel like, whether they're personal dreams for my own teaching, like I had a dream last night that I believe was a personal dream for my own teaching, or ones, that are of things to come or symbolic. A lot of them are very symbolic. And I love that because the Lord knows that I love to go on a hunt. I really, truly do. I love going on a hunt. I'm a bit of a hunter, if you can't tell. Both physically and spiritually. Anyhow, so I had this dream a few nights or so ago, and I shared it with my husband, and it was very eerie, which, I've been getting a lot of those lately, but, given the times we're in. So, anyway, it's hard to really remember where the dream began. I feel like for me, it's like things just fade into each other and I just remember certain parts, the parts that the Lord allows me to remember. So I remember being outside and there was snow everywhere and, excuse me, and there was this, like, it was dark out. It was pitch black outside and, there was this parade going on, and it was an evil, wicked parade. It was a parade of murderers, and it was on some like 300 Xerxes type stuff. Like, there was this one dude, it was cringy. He was known for spearing people. Like, he had like this long spear and he'd just throw it, and he had like great aim, and that was his like murder of choice, weapon of choice, and that was what he was known for with his murdering skills, or I can't talk right clearly. So he's marching down in this parade, and he's gained like a lot of fame, and he's got his like fellow murderer groupies that are with him, and they support him and they follow him, and they all do their own little murdering things. And he's walking down this parade, and he's got this huge sphere in his hand. He's got these piercings, and he's like these like creepy big piercings, and he's pretty creepy looking. I mean, like, just straight evil. His eyes were just straight evil. Everything about him just looked straight evil. And there was like a lot of people clapping, but there were some people booing here and there. And as they were passing by, there was this king. He was like a king of some foreign land. I don't really know where he was from, but there was this king in the crowd. Like, there were high up people in these crowds, but these murderers were like raised higher than them. So anyway, this king was booing him, and the guy like was like, halt, and like went back. And the parade like kind of like stopped, and he moved back and he like held up his spear and was about to like throw it at him. And I don't remember exactly what he said word for word, but it was basically like along the lines of, "You got something to say, bub?" And the king was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah," apologizing to him because he was terrified. And the guy got all like cocky and fluffed up, the murderer guy, and was talking about his threats of killing people and stuff. And then the parade kept carrying on, and ugh. Anyway, and I felt like kind of like an observer of all this. Like, I didn't feel like I was actually there. I felt like an observer, even in the parts where I was doing something in the dream. Like, I don't think I was actually there. It's so weird and hard to explain, but anyhow. So I go to, on the side of the parade, there were some like places, and there was this one gas station place, and I go inside and I'm looking and I'm standing there for quite a while trying to make a decision of what I want, which is not out of the ordinary for me. And I'm standing there and I'm like, man, I really want that Mounds candy bar right now. Because I got a hankering for dark chocolate and coconut. And I was sitting there looking at it and I'm like, oh, it's so expensive. And it was like something along the lines of like $9.99 or $10.99 or $11. It was around there, like between $9 and $11. And I was like, oh my gosh, this candy bar is super expensive. And I was like, I'm not getting it. But I was like really craving it. And I ended up getting it. Spent buku bucks just to get a candy bar in this dream. And then I'm leaving with somebody and we're like arguing back and forth about like the rapture and about like who's gonna be like I want to say it was like about who's going to be raptured up and who's not or something, or who was raptured up and who, I don't really remember exactly. I just remember we were arguing back and forth and I was not really feeling it because I'm not much of an arguer. I hate arguing. So like the argument went for a little bit and I was already done because I'm just not about that. And so I ended up walking ahead of them. And I'm walking and I'm heading back to this hotel that I was staying at. And as I'm walking, there's all these like igloos in the snow that were made. And inside of each igloo was like a stuffed animal of some kind, or like a doll of some kind. It's really weird. And yeah, and so I carried, and this is all like vague, like I really wish I could remember these things clearly, but I can't. And so I carry on, I'm going to this hotel, and I get in the hotel and the scene changes and I'm now in a school. And I'm sitting in this classroom where all the chairs are like up against the wall in a circle and the teacher's standing in the middle of the classroom. And there's a clock on the wall and class was to start at 8 and end at 9. And there was this little girl next to me who I actually know. She goes to the same daycare as my kids, and she rides the school bus with my kids. And she's sitting next to me, and she's like, we were both late. And she's like, oh, we were late, but you know, at least we're not like super late, because when you're super late, like you get in a lot of trouble and get sent to detention. And she's like, the other day I was so late, I came in just before 9 and they sent me to detention. I was like, oh man, that stinks. And some kid came in like not too long after us and he got sent straight to detention. And we're just sitting there and something just felt super like eerie and abnormal. Like it didn't feel like a normal class setting. Something had happened. I didn't know what exactly happened, but something had happened and things were different. And it didn't really feel right in that classroom. And I think that's all I can remember. Yeah. So what stood out to me, because there's a lot of stuff in this dream that I just don't fully understand. And, you know, I look at it this way, like I always love when the Lord gives me just like, sometimes he'll give me straight interpretations right off the bat. Like I'll just know exactly what it all means. Sometimes it'll be like, you know, over time, or sometimes it'll be incrementally, like he'll give me interpretations of certain things over time, and then certain things will connect dots later on. And then sometimes I just don't know what they mean at all. And I'm just like, you know what, maybe it's not even for me to know. Maybe it's for later on. Maybe someone will get it later on. Maybe it's not even for me. Maybe it's for someone else. Maybe I won't even be here. I don't know, but I fully trust in the Lord. And so the thing that stuck out to me was the price of the candy bar being super expensive. That stood out to me because I feel like stuff like that, that's coming very soon. A lot of that is already here, prices going up, so on and so forth. And this famine that we're heading into. Prepare. By the way, the Lord has been warning us for quite a while to prepare. So there aren't really any excuses. Prepare, prepare, prepare. My whole meat freezer thawed out yesterday. And me and my husband were like, oh man. But then we're like, you know what? I mean, what are we gonna do? It's too late. I'm not gonna cry over hundreds of dollars of meat that thawed out, because it is what it is. The Lord knew it was gonna happen. Who knows? Maybe he's protecting us. Maybe there's something in that meat that we were not supposed to be eating. Or maybe it was gonna happen soon anyway from an electrical outage. I mean, it is kind of sucky, but you know, whatever. The Lord's will be done. But anywho, prepare. So that came to mind. And then also the parade of murderers. I mean, that really stood out to me too. The parade of murderers. And it wasn't like a hidden thing. Like, it was known. It was applauded for. It was they were so flamboyant about it. I mean, it was just out there. So that really stood out to me, that bold, murderous parade. So yeah, that's all I got. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Another interesting dream. I have so many of those. It's almost endless, just about every single night, and I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful. But yeah, so that's all I got. All right, God bless. Love you guys. Bye.